And, well, of course, we got to do acceleration. Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video, we're going to be going over the Ram 1500 EcoDiesel and the fact that Ram is actually getting rid of the EcoDiesel. And so in today's video, we're going to find out if you should quickly jump on the EcoDiesel boat or if you should just let the EcoDiesel, I guess, slowly fade into obscurity. Anyways, a huge shout out and thank you to the Larry Miller Dodge Ram here in Sandy, Utah for giving me some time with this EcoDiesel. I'm going to put a link to their inventory in the description down below so you can check out what they have currently. By the way, this EcoDiesel Longhorn is available for sale if you guys are wondering. If you have any questions, just ask for Ryan. And then on a side note, if you're going to save time and money the next time you purchase a car, link to my car buying guide in the description down below. Let's get into it. So let's quickly go over the specs of the EcoDiesel powertrain. It's a 3-liter turbo diesel V6. It goes through an 8-speed automatic transmission. Fuel economy is 21 around town and then 29 on the highway, with power outputs being 260 horsepower and then 480 pound-feet of torque. Now, before we dive further into this video, I do want to mention that if you want to see more reviews just like this, then I recommend that you subscribe because I post content every single day on a variety of different vehicles. Now, diving further into the video, I do want to go over some key features on this truck, and then we're going to take it out and drive it. That's going to be the majority of today's video because, well, this is all about the powertrain, and the best way to showcase a powertrain is to drive a vehicle. Anyways, this is a Longhorn package, so you actually get the cool LED lights, and I actually have the key fob here so I can show you guys there with the lights while they're on. And then the Longhorn has this cool grille where basically you just have like the horizontal slats straight across, and I think it's a good looking truck overall. And then notice, of course, we have our EcoDiesel badge here on the side, and then we have our Longhorn logo down below. This one has fixed side steps, and this one has the regular mirrors. And then you guys can see here in the back, got the LED lights here. Again, another big Longhorn logo. But this one's got spray and bed liner. Pretty cool LED bed lights as well. And then notice you still get the dual exhaust tips here with the EcoDiesel, which I find pretty interesting. Now that we're on the topic of diesel again, that's where you fill in the diesel and then the DEF. Don't mix up the caps. And then I'm a huge fan of the Longhorn interior. It's just so cool with the wood trim and then the leather. It's definitely unique, that's for sure. Look, you got little saddlebags too with the truck. So it's such a fun interior. I think that Ram did a really good job with this truck. Look at that Longhorn logo. And then pop in quickly. Takes a second to start up because, you know, diesel can't just like fire right up like a regular engine. Look at the steering wheel, that's fun. And I really like the graining on this wood. It's like super aggressive, so it's definitely fun. Still get the dial shifter in the EcoDiesel. This one does have the air suspension system, so it's raised up right now. And then this one actually has a small screen, so you actually have like the analog controls for the heated and cooled seats. And then panoramic sunroof as well. You got the controls for that. And then power setting window, of course. Always got to go over that. And since this one has a few miles on it, I actually want to see, so you guys can see average 22 point, why did I do that? Well, we can go here. Yeah, 22.6. Not too shabby whatsoever. And yeah, so anyways, let's quickly look at the window sticker here, and then we'll take it out and drive it and talk about EcoDiesel stuff. Well, you can't see the window sticker very well. So $60,970 is the base MSRP. This is basically a Longhorn with a couple options. So we've got, the big thing is EcoDiesel, which is almost $5,000, panoramic sunroof, air suspension. Total MSRP on this one is $72,395. Now, with the EcoDiesel, you do get an upgraded powertrain warranty. It's a 5-year, 100,000 mile, as opposed to the regular 5-year, 60,000 mile that you get with like the gas V8 with the Ram trucks. But, well, let's drive it. Setting off here in the EcoDiesel, and you know, I've made quite a few reviews on this powertrain. I'm actually a pretty big fan of the powertrain, so I'm sad to see it go. I understand why Ram is getting rid of it, and if you guys are wondering, They claim electrification, but I think that they're just trying to tidy up things within the engine lineup to make it so that there's not too many engines for people to choose from, because I think that obviously they think that's going to cause confusion. And then on top of that, this new EcoDiesel is amazing, but the previous version of the EcoDiesel didn't really have the best reputation, and it also had some emissions issues, and so it kind of messed up with the EcoDiesel name. I wish that Ram wouldn't have called this the EcoDiesel when they redid the powertrain. I wish that they would have just given it a completely new name, because yeah, the EcoDiesel name itself, yeah, kind of scarred from everything that happened. We're in off-road too. We're gonna go down to normal mode. But first off, the thing that I love about the EcoDiesel powertrain is you hear the little diesel rumble, but it's so quiet, and it's got so much torque, right? 480 pound-feet, way more than the Hemi. The 5.7 Hemi only has 410 pound-feet, so much more torque. And so you just barely get in the throttle and it just moves. And so especially in like luxury packages like the Longhorn, it makes complete sense, because when you're wanting to drive around a luxury vehicle, or rather when you're driving around a luxury vehicle, I can't talk today apparently, you want to have a quiet experience where you're not having to like just dive into the throttle a ton. You're wanting to just, you know, lightly get into the throttle, and this provides that. You can just lightly get into the throttle, like, and it just goes. And the cool thing is, just like other Rams, you can upgrade the axle ratio, so you can do a 321 if you want better gas mileage, or you can upgrade to get a better, higher towing capacity with the EcoDiesel and do a 3.92 axle ratio and make it pretty crazy from an acceleration perspective. I don't know how this person's going to make this turn if they're like 10 feet from the stuff that it's because they're an Idaho driver. No, I'm just kidding. But the stuff that I capture on camera sometimes, the stupidity of people, it's mind-boggling. Other stuff here with the EcoDiesel powertrain, again with the sound, just that low rumble, like if you just turn up the volume a little bit, it completely goes away. So again, it just makes sense with the overall luxury experience that they're trying to go for. And well, of course, we got to do acceleration. Now, it's not as quick as the 5.7 Hemi, but here's the deal. It still is a really solid powertrain. Like, it's still pretty dang quick. But yeah, the 5.7 Hemi definitely quicker. Now, let's talk about some negatives about the EcoDiesel. So, first off, again, the name kind of got scarred a little bit because of the emissions issues and because of the reliability of the previous version. But this new version doesn't have any of those issues. Completely emission compliant, and this new version's been shown to be pretty dang reliable. So like, yeah, they fixed what we had issues with basically with the EcoDiesel. Some other potential downsides is the towing. So even with the 3.92 axle ratio, this still doesn't tow as much as the 5.7 Hemi. It's close, but it's not as much. So there's a little bit of a downside. And Ram doesn't really have a max tow package like GM does. The reason I'm mentioning GM is I just reviewed a GMC Sierra with the Duramax and the max tow package, or max trailing package rather. And that truck tows like 13,000 pounds with its little diesel. Whereas with this, you're like 10,000 pounds roughly, which is still a really big number. But I think that also kind of hurts EcoDiesel, is there isn't like a max tow package with this where you can have a setup where this tows 13,000 pounds. I think if it was in that range, then it would be a lot more appealing to a lot more people. And so you've got that. And then the other thing is the 5.7 Hemi is so loved and so popular that it's really hard for people to go away from it, because the 5.7 Hemi is super reliable. It's great at towing. It doesn't get the best fuel economy, but it does pretty dang well for a truck powertrain. And so again, it's kind of a hard sell for a lot of people. And so, you know, final thoughts, I really like the EcoDiesel. I don't think they should get rid of it personally, because Chevy's Duramax is selling like crazy, and so I think they should frankly expand the EcoDiesel through the lineup. I think this should be in the Jeep Wagoneer. I think that, yeah, keep it in the Wrangler. I think that Ram should release a full-size SUV and put this in it. I think that would actually sell really well. Or Dodge should release a full-size SUV and have it in it. But I think let's just rename it. Don't call it EcoDiesel. I think that, you know, Chevy uses the Duramax name on theirs, so just baby Cummins, right? Just call it a Cummins. Even though it isn't, like, I'm sure that because of how much money Ram has spent with Cummins, right, using their powertrain over decades, that I think that Ram could get away, you know, have Cummins let Ram throw the Cummins badge on this powertrain, even though it's not a true Cummins. And I think that it would help out with the marketing, and it means they wouldn't have to get rid of it, because again, people want, you know, there's a big enough group of people that want a diesel and a half ton that it makes sense. And on top of that, the new powertrain that's coming out, the Hurricane, right, even though it's going to have more torque, more power and all that, and, you know, Ram's going to talk about how it's a much better powertrain, again, it's ultimately, it's a gas engine, and it's a, you know, twin turbo gas engine at that. It's an inline six, which I really like, but yeah, I think that, yeah, I think this is a good powertrain. So if you want to get one, they are canceling production, I believe, January of 2023. And so you need to go and order one like right away if you want to get an EcoDiesel, because it's, yeah, it's going away. Let me know what you guys think about the EcoDiesel going away. Let me know what you guys think about the EcoDiesel powertrain. But as for me, I'm sad to see it go. I think that this still has a place within the lineup, and that's all. That's gonna sum things up with our video on this EcoDiesel Ram 1500. Again, a huge shout out and thank you to the Large Mailer Dodge Ram here in Sandy for giving me some time with this truck. Check out the M2 in the description down below. Ask for Ryan if you have any questions. I'll see you.